Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, my esteemed and dear students. In today's lesson, we will talk about speaking. Specifically, we will talk about telling a news story. So this lesson will be lesson number 6, speaking. It will be about telling a news story. Hello again. Number 8, work in pairs. Look at the countries in the box and discuss these questions. Number 1, in which part of the world are each of these countries? Number 2, what do you know about the climate there? The first country is Britain, Oman, then Australia, Indonesia, Sudan, Canada, Morocco, and Bermuda. Here we have 8 countries, and we want to answer about the first and the second questions. In which part of the world are each of these countries, and what do you know about the climate there? Here are the answers about every country. Britain. Now Britain is in northern Europe, and the climate is rainy, temperatures -3 degrees Celsius in winter to 30 degrees Celsius in summer. The second country is Oman. Oman it's located in the Arabian Gulf, and its weather is dry. The climate there is dry and hot. Desert climate, rarely below 0 degrees centigrade. Now let's go to Australia. It's in the southern hemisphere. The climate is dry and hot. It has a desert climate in central regions, wet and cool in southeast and southwest, and it's tropical in the north. Now the following country is Indonesia. It's in the southeast of Asia, and its climate is tropical climate. It has a tropical climate. It's hot and wet. Sudan is in the northeast of Africa. It's in the northeast of Africa, and it has a desert climate in the north, tropical climate in the south. What about Canada? Canada is located in North America. It has a central regions called, in the central regions, the weather is called snowy, with temperatures as low as -40 degrees Celsius in winter, whereas in summer the temperatures +20 degrees Celsius. The coastal regions are warmer and wetter. In Morocco is in the northwest of Africa, and the climate is Mediterranean, so it's hot, dry in summers and cool, wet in winters. On coast, desert in the south. And finally we have Bermuda. It's in the North Atlantic. The weather is warm and wet. Temperatures the temperatures are 10 degrees centigrade minimum in winter and 30 degrees Celsius in summer. And in Bermuda we can see violent storms in winter. After doing this task, after answering exercise number A, we can go to the following one, number B. Look at the newspaper headlines and pictures from the different countries. Discuss these questions about each one using the expressions in the books. In this books we have some expressions. I mean here expressions of time, like then, next, at first, after that, soon, in the end. All these expressions are expressions of time. We want to use these expressions. Now the questions, we have two questions also here. Number one, what has happened? And number two, how or why do you think it happened? Here, first of all, we want to look at the newspaper headlines and pictures. And discuss, after that, we want to discuss these questions. What has happened and how or why do you think it happened, using the expressions of time in the books. You can look at the pictures, my dear students, and you can also look at the titles, at the headlines of the newspaper. After looking, we can get the answers. Number one, in Britain, yes, we can see something, and we can discuss the state. And number one, here we have heavy rain caused floods that in the end flooded houses in Britain, which has a mild but rainy climate. Number one, we have heavy rain. Heavy rain caused floods that in the end flooded houses in Britain, which has a mild but rainy climate. Number two, heavy rain started suddenly, causing flash floods in wadis in Oman. In the end, 7 people were killed. Oman is usually hot and dry, but sudden rainfall sometimes occurs. Number 3. Lightning. Lightning struck a man during a thunderstorm in Australia, which is usually very dry. He was hurt, but didn't die in the end. The third one, man injured by lightning. Here we can discuss this idea by saying lightning struck a man during a thunderstorm in Australia, which is usually very dry, so the climate there is dry. He was hurt, but he didn't die in the end. Number 4, we have a headline which says, forest fire still burning. A forest has been on fire for some time in Indonesia, where some of the world's largest tropical rainforests can be found. Soon, many of these rainforests will be destroyed. Firefighters have not yet been able to put out the fire. A forest has been on fire for some time in Indonesia, where some of the world's largest tropical rainforests in the world can be found there. Soon, at once, many of these rainforests will be destroyed, and firemen haven't yet been able to put out the fire. Number 5, we have the headline which says in Sudan, widespread hunger after 2 years of drought. Widespread hunger after 2 years of drought. We can say at first there was no rain in Sudan for 2 years, so farmers have not been able to grow their crops. Then there was a shortage of food, possibly with many people dying. Such problems are common in Sudan because much of the country is desert. And number 6, the headline says, ship's crew rescued in storm. We can discuss this idea by saying, there was a heavy storm off the coast of Canada. One ship got into trouble, but at the end all the people on board were rescued. The rescue was probably difficult because of the freezing, very windy weather. And number 7, in Morocco, rally drivers lost after sandstorm. A car race was being held in the desert in Morocco. After that, there was a sandstorm and some of the drivers lost their way. The organizers don't know where they are. And finally we have number 8. This headline says, hurricane hits island. First, a hurricane brought strong winds and probably rain to Bermuda. Then houses and property were destroyed. The population is used to this sort of sudden. After discussing the headlines of the previous question, we can do question number B or the exercise number B in our workbook. It says, which of the expressions in exercise number A follow these patterns? Discuss with your partner. Number A, how plus adjective. Number B, what plus noun phrase. Number C, that's plus adjective or noun phrase. Here in this exercise we have 3 patterns. The first one, how and adjective. The second, what and noun phrase. The third one, that's and adjective, or we can put noun phrase. These are the 3 main patterns. Now, the first sentence. Oh no, oh no. Here, which phrase do we use? Which expression, which pattern, do we use here? Oh no, here we don't use any of these 3 patterns. If I want to say, for example, number 2, what a pity, what a pity. Here we use the pattern number B. If I say, for example, what a surprise, what a surprise. Also here we use the pattern number B. 4, that's great, that's great. Here we use number C. That's plus adjective or noun phrase. If we see how exciting, How exciting. Also here we use number A, the pattern number A. And finally, how angry. How annoying. How annoying. Here we use the pattern number A. We can see the answers. So, oh no, the first one doesn't use this sentence, doesn't use any of the previous expressions or patterns. Number 2, what a pity. Number B, what a surprise. Number B, here we have what plus a noun or a noun phrase. That's great. Number C, here we have that's plus a noun phrase or an adjective. How exciting and how annoying. We have number A. Because here we have how plus adjectives. After doing this exercise, number C. Can you think of any more expressions that follow the patterns? Exercise number B. Yes, we have many examples like how interesting, how wonderful, how annoying, how fantastic. Yes, what wonderful news, what bad news, what good luck, etc. And now we have the possible answers. How strange, how good, how brilliant. That's terrible. The second line. That's terrible. That's bad. That's awful. That's horrible. You can say also that's fantastic. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. Wonderful. That's amazing. And finally we can say what a disaster. What a disaster. What a news. What a surprise, etc. So now we can conclude this lesson. My esteemed students, I hope you can get the benefit of this lesson. I hope you can get the core, the more ideas, the core ideas of this lesson. And finally, I wish you a very fantastic, brilliant future. Study hard, don't waste your time. I will say it again and again. And finally, I want to say you all goodbye. Goodbye to you all.